Hello, my peeps. I'm Dolly with the Dolly Steamboat on Canyon Lake, and we are with Empower Network, my son, Matt Kennedy. Thank you very much for this, Matt. And I have a very special guest with us today, Christine Hotchkiss. Christine, how are you today?
I'm good, Dolly. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. And Christine is going to tell us a little bit about her story. She is also known as Miss Triumph Over Tragedy 2015.
Correct.
So, how did you get that title, Christine? Can you tell me that?
There's a gal by the name of Tanya Allen. This is her pageant circuit. And she had approached me and said that I had a great story to tell, and she wanted me to be able to come out there and share with the other gals that come out there, all the different ages, on their triumphs over their tragedies. And they vary in different things from ages to situations. And I competed on December 7th of last year, and I won the title. And my platform for my Triumph Over Tragedy was Living Life After Loss.
Living life after loss. Oh, that sounds interesting.
It is.
So tell me a little bit about your loss. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
My loss is my 17-year-old daughter, Nicole Marie Brown. On New Year's Eve, our family were at the California sand dunes, and very avid and active family we were. We went up the dune one evening to bring in the new year, but unfortunately the winds had changed the sand, so it came so quickly that we rolled down the dune. My family and I and two of their friends were in the vehicle at the same time. And as we rolled down, my daughter was ejected from the vehicle in which we were traveling in a four-wheel drive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's a day that I will never forget. I don't have to remind myself the change that it put in my life and anyone that knew my daughter or my family. But it changed my view of life.
I can imagine. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
How old was she?
17. She was a senior at Centennial High School in Peoria, Arizona.
So, what would you like the people to know about your story?
My story is living life after loss. Not so much as a parent, having lost a child, but celebrating life. We've gotten away from the term funeral to celebration of life. Celebration of life is celebrating it as it is, not so much as it was. So my story is knowing that you can live past anything if you choose to. I choose to remember my daughter and anyone who's lost a loved one. It doesn't have to be necessarily a child. It can be a spouse. It could be a friend. It could be an aunt, anybody that's close to your heart. And so for me, it was a matter of remembering that person and then also remembering the value of life for yourself.
Very true.
So with that
value of life in itself.
Value of life in itself.
So how do you do that?
I have a faith. Not a religion, but a strong faith. And then I also wanted it to be known that I want people to know that they can be different and they don't have to live like they're different.
Mm-hmm. Because certainly a tragedy like this definitely leaves you different from the way you were.
It's a constant reminder. We're coming up into the holidays, and that is probably the hardest time. Excuse me, it is the hardest time. And with that, I find strength to remembering versus what could be, what I think should be, more of what is. So remembering those special times, and it's hard, it's an individual thing. I'm not going to say I'm a super person to say I don't hurt. That would not be a fact. I hurt all the time, but I don't let it control my life. I still want to have my life. I am entitled to having my life. I was born before my children were, and unfortunately I outlived my one daughter, but I'm going to enjoy my life as I have it.
And do you have other children?
I do. I have a son whose name is Austin, and he will be 21. Oh my gosh. 21 on December 30th. So with that being said, December 30th, my son, it's his birthday, and we were always at the dunes to celebrate his birthday, and his sister would always make her little special cakes or what have you for him, and then the accident happened the 31st, and then she passed away on the 1st.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I could look at it as 3 days of being affected. And I'll be honest with you, Dolly. I am on New Year's Eve on an emotional wall. I have my son's birthday the 30th, and I'm celebrating again, 21. And then I'm on that day that it's after that happy to a day of loss, but I can also make it a happy because it's my daughter. So I get to have, it's almost like having one child on each side of me.
Oh,
And
that's
so
a
I
great
weigh it.
way to look at it,
That's
Christine.
how I do.
Oh my gosh. What was this about balloons that you've done in the past? A release of balloons for her celebration of life?
Thank you for asking.
Mhm.
This year will be 9 years. Time goes by so fast.
9 years.
I had to think a minute when I just said that. It goes by so fast. It started out with a couple of balloons, family members getting together. That was the remembrance of Nicole. We would write little messages on one side of the balloon and
Oh,
make a wish and release it. And there's more to the word of my wish. There's a song by Rascal Flatts, it's My Wish. If you listen to the words carefully, you'll understand why I request anyone that comes to the balloon releases to write on the front of the balloon the name of the individual that has passed, and on the other side you write your wish. That way you're also releasing something. And being that New Year's Day, everyone is worried about going to the gym, or they're looking at their resolutions, which I don't make resolutions because I don't always keep them, but I keep promises, and I'm always wishing. Are you always wishing?
no.
You don't wish about anything?
Well, I guess I do. Promises more than wishes. Are those the same?
Personal promises?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I could say yeah.
All right.
We'll say promises and wishes.
All right.
So with that, it's something that it turned into. The first couple of years, it was just a family thing, and then some friends heard of it and said, "I want to come and support you."
Oh, how wonderful.
And then it turned into the third year. I had people saying, "So where is this balloon release that you're going to have?" And I said, "Wherever you're standing, wherever you're living. It doesn't matter if you're here in Arizona, or if you're in another state. You know, you can release a balloon, not in honor of my daughter, but in honor of someone that you love."
Wonderful. Oh
So
my
I have now a
gosh.
physical location, and it's still New Year's Day, but I made it more than just my daughter's day. It turned into something that everyone could enjoy. With that being said, on January 21st of this coming year, 2016, I will be standing at the floor of the Arizona Capitol with a couple of
Arizona Capitol?
the Arizona Capitol,
All right.
downtown Phoenix,
Yes?
with a couple of House of Representatives, possibly a congressman,
Oh my gosh.
and the Chief of Staff.
Yes?
And I will be receiving the proclamation for the Celebration of Life Day.
Oh my gosh, how wonderful, Christine.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
It's something
So
different.
when is this going to be again?
January 21st, 2016.
January 21st. What time?
I haven't got the details yet.
All
I'm
right.
still
Will
working
you let
it
us
out.
know?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Very good. And is anyone else invited or?
I'm still working on the details. I still
All right.
have to get all the verbiage put together
All
for
right.
the
I would love to
proclamation.
be there with you.
Thank you. And I
Yes.
thank you for that support. I understand that you just lost a friend,
I did. Yes.
so we can put
Very
a balloon out there with
very
that person's
sweet man,
name.
my dance partner of 6 years. We danced every Friday night at the Elks, and we had fun. He was going to be 95 years old,
Wow.
and had outlived all his friends until we went to the Elks, and that's where all the rest of his friends were. So we had fun.
Good.
So Christine, tell me about this cup you have here.
I am working on my own show, and everyone has a story. You just heard briefly my story.
Yes.
I turned a tragedy into a triumph, excuse me.
You did.
I found positives within how I live my life, and everyone has a walk of life. Some may be the same, some of them are not the same, but if there's a way that I can help another person who I may interview that's either a survivor of cancer, or maybe someone was in a tragic accident that disfigured them, or something that was life-changing.
All right.
And there's someone that's sitting behind a screen like this, or behind a television, a phone, and they're thinking, I'm the only one that's here. I don't want that person to feel like they're by themselves. So for me, mine is my story.
Yes.
What's yours?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And that way, you telling your story, in my opinion, actually gives strength
Yes.
to others.
Absolutely. And that's what I want to do.
Oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful. Well, Christine, I'm really anxious to hear about the date and time for when the proclamation is going to be given. Congratulations.
Thank
That
you.
is absolutely wonderful that you're doing that.
I'm excited and nervous at the same time because, truthfully, Dolly, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I have a passion to make a difference. I didn't know the difference was going to be making history in that way because I've already gone to the next level of being at the state level. I will be going to the White House eventually with this and make
Good
this
for
a
you.
national thing. But everything takes steps. You can't get to the
Right.
top of the hill if you haven't walked all the way up along the way. Right?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So let's tell the audience once again, what is it that you're trying to achieve?
That no one has to feel like they're alone with their differences and in your emotions or the situations within your life. You can help another person by telling your story.
One person does make a difference.
And if I should say, if anyone hears my voice message on my phone, it is making a difference, one person, one day at a time.
There you go.
Yes.
Christine, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you again for being here, and thank you so much, Empower Network. I appreciate you. Thank you. Goodbye, my peeps.